Good evening, Internet, and welcome to another episode of Malt and Magic. I am proper excited about this one tonight. Got some nice things planned, some interesting things planned, so we're going to keep this quick. As always, just want to thank Ben Sound, Tabletop Audio, and BattleBards for our soundscapes and musical ambience and sound effects, adding that level of immersion to our game. Other than that, as always, there is adult humour and adult language, so you have been warned. And with that, let's get straight into it.
Oh, that intro never gets
still
old,
in
does
love
it?
with that intro. Good stuff. So, how is everyone?
Yeah,
Good. Ready to go.
Terrified? Good.
Yeah,
Terrified already.
Yeah.
Terrified already. So last week we finally ventured into the beginnings of Ironforge, having done a long rest, and pretty much immediately as we entered Ironforge, went into the keep itself, came across another blocked door, and then fell into combat with a huge, great hammer-handed golem and some floating animated armor, which, as you can see on the board, apart from maybe Dargon, is screwed up the party somewhat. Having got through that encounter, you then discovered the door itself was locked, solved the initial riddle on the door, and then have been presented with another circle and hand pad with a spike on it. And I believe, as we closed off last week, Dargon had just gone and rammed his hand onto that spike.
Yeah.
So, are we ready? Excellent. So, Dargon, as you place your hand onto the spike, much like the other doors and with the other people who had done it, the spike itself shoots up through your hands. I need you to immediately take 2 points of piercing damage, and your blood begins to be pulled, as opposed to, because last time the pad was very much flat, this time it's vertical. The blood is being pulled, almost drawn out of your hand into the door itself. And as it does, you see lines of energy form on the door, almost like veins bleeding out. And then for you, everything goes black.
Yay.
A white light appears in front of you, getting brighter and brighter and brighter. As it does, you find your vision blur for a second, and then eventually things become clear, and before you stands, or I should say lays, a giant sphinx. White fur, female head, and she speaks to you. And as you sort of look around, you're almost in, it's just a void of blackness. It is just you and the Sphinx. And she looks down upon you, and almost, her mouth doesn't move, but she does speak to you. And she says, "Welcome, Dargon Thunderhand Nalakutha, Chief of the Thunderous Mountain Clan, Protector of the Temple of Ray, Wielder of Dawnbringer, and Bane of the Undead. You enter the domain of Anefni, the Great Sphinx. The first test you have passed. The second is now upon you. 3 trials do I offer. Only one must you pass. Choose your test. Strength, wisdom, or faith." And the look on your face is a picture right now. Told you I was excited.
My faith is growing, but my strength is what I rely on. Strength will be my test.
Is this your true wish?
Dagon thinks for a moment. I wish I will have the test of faith. Bring it forth.
You have chosen the test of faith. I wish you luck, for failure will result in your death. And then the light disappears. Again, your vision is dark, the purest blackness, and then pinpricks of light begin to light up before you. You see a stone floor before you, just a straight stone floor down an endless corridor. About 20 feet in front of you, a number of tiles on the floor begin to shine. In a straight line across the corridor, each of these tiles themselves is about 30 feet in length. About 30 feet square, so it's quite a wide corridor. 6 of these tiles now exist before you. The one furthest to the left bears the crest of the raven. I'm just going to do this slowly because I can see you making notes. Second in from the left is the crest of the sun. Third one in from the left, when I just go to my notes, is a hammer. Fourth from the left is a lightning bolt. Fifth is the head of a silver dragon. And then 6th is a golden female head. Once again, you hear this voice in your head. The trial before you is one only the most devout can succeed in. Choose your faith and step forward. I will give you one chance and only one chance to turn back.
So I've got 6 tiles in front of me. And I presume I can walk onto any 6.
You can walk onto any of them.
Well, guys, it's been fun. I'll see you later.
I'm sweating here.
You are. So... Oh, crap. Dagon walks forwards and to the left.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you step forward, as you step forward, a light appears from sort of to your right, and you see Anephne, the Great Sphinx, almost up on a platform somewhere, but looking down. Still just sat like a sphinx, eyes just peering down.
Yeah, so he walks forwards and stands on the tile that has the sun on it.
Make me a religion check.
13.
As you step onto the tile cracks and begins to crumble beneath your feet. There is a sudden large and you begin to fall. As you fall, you look below you and you see a boiling pit of lava.
Can I try and spin to grab hold of the back?
Make me a dexterity check with disadvantage.
Not athletics then.
Athletics, just straight dexterity.
That's cocked. Yeah, try again. Oh, thank fuck for that. 19.
So with a 19, you just at the last second manage to reach up and grab on, and you swing yourself round and hold on. And you're there. You hear the voice of Anethony once again. Your efforts are admirable, but I am afraid this test you have failed. I, Anethony, claim your soul. And all of a sudden, 2 pads of paws, as you now see the Great Sphinx standing above you. She flexes her front 2 paws and pushes your hands, and you fall.
I call
and
out.
as you fall and hit
to the.
Go for it.
I call out and grab the tattoo on my chest and just shout, "Save me!"
As you fall, you hit the lava. There is a burning sensation for just a minute, and then blackness. Ander and Kirik, very little time has passed in this stage. Sorry, I have to see Danny's face. You see Dargon's hand fall away from the door and his body fall backwards. I can't work out if Danny's frozen or...
Danny's frozen and Samal needs to turn his mic back on.
That'll be that. I immediately move forward to check up on Dargon.
Okay, what are you checking for?
Just his condition. See what there's anything wrong with him.
Well,
is he passed out? Is he?
I've lost connection a little bit.
I basically want to check if he's passed out from. Try to ascertain for what reason.
Okay, so we are. Give Danny just a couple of seconds, see if he's going to come back. Getting some great faces in a minute. I thought his face earlier was a picture because he was just like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right. We'll carry on. Kirik, as you go and look at Dargon, there is no rise or fall of the chest. His eyes are wide open, almost in shock. His mouth and his jaw slack open. The hilt of Dawnbringer lies on the floor next to him, still. And your friend is dead.
Can I attempt
So
to
just to catch-
cast?
Just to catch Ander up. What
Sorry.
did you last hear, Ander?
Dave fell in lava, and then it was Danny, or Ander, and Kirik. Not much time has passed, and then that was it.
Okay, so yeah, very little time has passed since Dargon touched the door, but you've just seen him. His hand falls from the door, and his body has then fallen backwards. Kirik has gone up to inspect the body, which is now a body. There is no breath. There is no movement. Dargon is, for all wants and purposes, dead. Kirik, you're about to do something.
Fuck.
I'm going to attempt to cast Spare the Dying on him to start with.
Okay. How are you casting this spell?
I'm latching onto my holy symbol, and I'm trying to see if I can get a hold of his soul before it crosses the line that I'm so familiar with.
I am going to say, make me a... What's your spellcasting modifier?
Wisdom.
Make me a wisdom check. Add your proficiency bonus.
Mm-hmm.
And then describe to me how you are reaching out to your deity here.
I will try to reach out to the Raven Queen. I'll say, I know there are many souls that cross beyond, and I know you've put me in a position to watch over the line of between life and death, but if you brought me here, it was for a reason. And if my reason is to help defeat this enemy that is bringing undead back, then I will need his help. And that was a 25.
Yes.
Voice comes back to you. Why this one?
He seems well-intentioned. And I think there is a bit more to him than meets the eye.
Okay. Ander, what are you doing at this point?
My bumhole is twitching like a rabbit's nose. Seeing that he's already gone, there's nothing really I can do, so I think I'm just gonna break down into tears and be a bit hysterical.
So, Kirik, as you are going through this process of touching Dargon, reaching out to the Raven Queen, Andy, you fall to your knees, and your tears fall upon Dargon's forehead. As this is the first time, really, since probably the death of your father, you've had to deal with any real loss. Bothrid comes over and he nudges Dargon. Get up. Get up. He shakes him a bit more. Get up, damn you. He looks at the two of you. Fix him. And he too, single tear that falls upon Dargon's face. As that single tear joins your tears, Ander, and your prayer, Kirek, everything goes black. The three of you, Bothrid, Ander, and Kirek, see that same golden light as Dargon's just experienced, not that you know it. Your vision blurs for just a second, and before you see the Great Sphinx. Welcome, Ander Hornraven, descendant of Gerth. Kirek Grave Tusk, servant of the Raven Queen. And Bothrid. You wish to save your friend. Is this true?
Yes, I would do anything to save him.
Anything? Your compassion is strong. Dargon. And at this point, Dargon, from somewhere beyond the veil, you hear the voice. Your friends have shown the truest compassion, so strong like the bond of blood. Enter the damned dominion of Ironforge. Seek out the fallen one, but be warned, Ironforge is no longer the safe haven it once was. We shall meet again. At this point, Dargon, your eyes flutter open. You feel the searing pain of burning as you are now. Your body is in the lava once more. Again, a split second. I need you to instantly take 6, 12, 24 points of fire damage.
Yeah, that could have been worse. Jesus.
Make me another religion check. With a 17, the brand on your chest, the tattoo, begins to burn. You feel your body begin to rise, and as your body is pulled further and further up, the rest of the party in this void, you see this thin beam of golden light as Dargon's body raises and lands gently in front of you.
On fire.
Dargon, you badly burned across his back. Dargon, you hear a whispered voice in your head. For this, there will be a price. And then that golden light is gone. Your eyes flutter open. You feel that searing pain as your body still burns somewhat.
Am I looking up at the sky?
You are looking up at pure blackness. Take another 5 points of fire damage, please.
So, looking up, I say... That price I will pay.
And instantly, you are back outside the door. Dargon, now you see, blurred somewhat, but the faces of your three companions. Ander, tears running down his face. Kirek, a black glow around his hand as his hand touches on your chest. Bothrid holding and lifting your shoulders from the other side as he shakes you somewhat.
Oh, my friends. I cannot thank you enough.
What happened?
I failed that test. I got pulled into a challenge with a sphinx, and my faith wasn't as good as it should have been at the beginning. I was given some choices. Initially, I thought I chose wrong. But I think I have been saved by you and by a higher power. My faith is now unwavering in you as well as whoever else saved me. And can I mention... Ow!
Does he look burnt to us now?
As you now look closer at Dargon's body, you do see what looks like charred flesh on his shoulders. You can't really see the extent based on his position now.
And when you said what the Sphinx said about going into the Forge of the Damned or whatever, was that just to Dargon, or did she say it to him?
That was to all of you. Everyone heard that.
My friends,
So
my
you
brothers,
all heard about the truest compassion. Sorry, Dargon, carry on.
I cannot thank you enough for bringing me back from that place. I was dead for sure. I felt dead. I was dead. I don't know what you did. Looking over at Ander, I can still see his red eyes. Try and pass my hand over to him. Thank you.
I fear I wasn't much use. But she saved you nonetheless, or whoever saved you. We just need to get out of this hellhole.
We do.
Can I look at the door and see what's there?
As you now turn your attention to the door, Kirik, those veins of power just begin to finally recede. A thin beam of light appears down the centre of the door, and the doors swing inwards slowly.
Well, I suggest you get up and get ready for whatever's on the other side of this door.
Yeah, so I get myself up.
As Dargon stands up, you now see the full extent of the damage that was done to him. The whole of his back, the backs of his legs, the backs of his arms, the backs of his head, when I'm not smacking myself in the ear, is totally charred flesh, almost melted. Dargon, as you walk, it is with some difficulty. These wounds on your back.
Dogman's now reflecting on what just happened. Puts his hand down to his hilt and touches Dawnbringer and says, Were you with me during that? In my haste.
Mind was connected.
In my haste, I forgot that I may not have gone in there alone.
I still felt your presence. I felt your pain. I'm truly sorry, Dargon.
I hope I made the right choice. I feel as though I did. Now. I'm going to rummage in my bag for a potion of healing.
Okay.
And I'm going to take one of the superior potions of healing out that I have.
Okay.
Hello. Let's go have that. Bear with.
Your bum will stop twitching now, Danny.
I don't know. If that was the entry-level bit of Ironforge, we are fucked.
You're muted. Somehow.
Before Dargon drinks, I'm going to say, Dargon, before you drink, I think we should perhaps take a small rest, take a bit of a breather in here.
Is there anything imminent
naturally.
or any imminent danger we can see as the door opens, or is there nothingness?
Make me a perception check.
15.
So the 15, as you look into the entranceway, there is nothing. You see nothing. You sense nothing around you.
Does my sword sense any other blood other than mine and my compatriots? Wasn't expecting that, were you?
No, I was not. I am going to say... What question are you asking your sword?
First of all, I suppose I say in my head, can you feel the life force in others? Can you sense other life forces?
I feel life. I feel blood.
Can you feel any other blood other than our party?
Make me a persuasion check, please.
Bugger. 7.
That's for you to discover. It's a shame your friend is back. He would have made a fine meal.
In my head, I will say...
shake of my head there.
What a charming blade.
Get rid of that sword. Get rid of that sword.
So in my head, I'm going to say, I have tried to feed your urges when I can. I have told you countless times, my friends are not yours to take. Do not test me.
Make me an intimidation check with disadvantage, please.
Feeling fruity.
And it goes unconscious.
Oh, cock. Intimidation. 9. Oh, no, I told you. Oh, no. Even worse. It's not a 7, it's a 1. It's a 3.
Hey!
That's what you get for being Billy Big Bollocks, isn't it?
Oh, well, you got off lucky there. I need you to take 8 points of damage
Fuck.
as you feel a cut open on your hand. Do not test me, boy. You will feed me, or I will feed on you.
You win this round.
Returning to Kirik's question.
Yes. Which was?
I agree. We should take a short rest. Regather our thoughts.
Yes.
Okay. So you're having a short rest just outside the door, just inside the door?
Just outside, I think.
Yeah.
We know what's
So you're
outside,
sort
we
of-
don't know what's inside, so...
Alright,
as well.
well, if it closes, I ain't touching it again.
So you all
Sure.
sit. Bothrid walks up to Dargon, places his hands on Dargon's shoulders, looks deep into your eyes, and you do feel the slight pain as he touches on the wounds. He looks into your eyes. Thought you were gone. Glad you back. And he touches his forehead to yours.
Thank you, Bothrid. You all brought me back.
And then he goes. Then he goes and sits and has a rest. What is everybody doing during this short sort of hours rest?
Healing the fuck up.
Yes, I've used all my hit die, and I'm up to 43 now. HP.
Cool. So
But because I'm not gonna lie, I'm shitting the brick. Can I take out my pan flute and try and play a melody to calm everyone as well as myself? It's not necessary. It's not. I don't have it as a specific spell. I just didn't know if that was something I could
make me
try.
a performance check, please.
Right. Oh, for fuck's sake! I'm not going to use them dice anymore. 8, and I've got +5 on that.
So you pull out your pan flute while you're resting, and you put your lips to it, but your hands themselves are still shaking. And at this point, you begin to realise just how much the very near loss of Dargon has affected you. And you just find yourself incapable of stringing together even the simplest of melodies at this point.
In that case, I will take out my whiskey present that the malt masters gave me. Boop, pop the cork and down the lot. So what that gives me is +1 wisdom, +1 dexterity, but -1 constitution for an hour.
Okay, so make sure you mark that off.
How do I do that? Somehow.
So if you go to each of the
It'll just be my straight
on each
checks,
of
won't
the-
it? Yeah.
yeah, but if you actually, because it's to your score, so if you add an other modifier into your character sheet, it'll allow you to do like -1, +1, whatever. That will correct your scores for you. D&D Beyond makes these things so fucking easy.
I take it that I probably just haven't been looking very well. There is a reset maximum HP changes during the short rest. Oh no, that's all those different things that we were doing, isn't it? Yeah, no.
That's
yeah,
because
yeah.
of.
Sorry, I was like, I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Okay, I'll just ignore that because I've already.
That'll be because of aid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. I don't think it's been 8 hours, so shouldn't reset.
No, it definitely hasn't. So Bothrid is back up to 56 out of 76 hit points.
56. Lovely. Just doing mine now.
Cool.
So that'll be that's for 1 hour for me, so I need to remember to remove that after this session.
That's cool. So, Ander, apart from tending to the wounds that you've experienced during the last couple of encounters or the last encounter, what else are you doing on your short rest?
So I tried my pamphlet, that didn't work. So I've took this whiskey. So I'm kind of just gonna sit and gather my thoughts, but kind of can't help but just keep looking at Dargon, making sure he's still there. Really, trying to come to terms with the reality of what's just happened.
That's not helping because currently Dargon is just sitting, resting. I was going to say resting up against the wall, but he's not going to be because his back is burnt. So I would say resting in some fashion that means he's not on his back, probably kneeling, and with his eyes closed.
I mean, thinking that we've come so close so many times, and he seems somewhat invincible to me. It's proper hit me hard that he actually kicked the bucket.
So Bothrid comes up to you, Dargon, and turns you around gently, and his hands sort of skirt across your back, just sort of looking at the various wounds you've got, and he then speaks a word, and you get 3 points of health back.
What
3 HP back.
That actually brings me back to my new new high HP. Or the less than it was before this.
You feel your health return, but you don't feel as strong. The wounds on your back hindering you somewhat. Kirik.
I'm back on 57, but my HP max is 66, not 76.
Did you not get the extra 10 for aid?
Do you not get the extra 10?
No.
You don't? Oh, okay.
No.
Oh, sorry, what was your current HP?
It's 57.
57, cool.
57 out of 66.
And what are you
That's a good point.
on?
I don't think
43.
No, yeah.
I have you.
No, it's up to three creatures with 8, so I just chose everyone else.
Oh, cool.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Anything else you wish to do on your short rest, Kirik?
Now that the door is open, I'm going to just kind of walk around this place, and as I go past the door, I look inside, and I want to have Eyes of the Grave up to see if it flares up anything. So anything undead within 60 feet that's not in total cover should flare up.
As your sort of eyes themselves bleed black, or bleed into black, I should say, they see nothing.
Cool. And during my walk, I'll just be thinking about how during the previous fight I tried to heal Ander and something didn't quite work.
Okay.
So I'll just think about that.
So I was trying to sort my HP out earlier.
It's alright.
Dargon is kneeling. He's had a chat with Bothrid. Very brief. But he's pretty much in a kneeling position anyway. A praying position, in his kneeling state. So with his eyes closed, on and off, meditating, sort of praying, just thinking on. It was all such a blur. He thought he'd never hear his proper and full name again. It's not something he ever anticipated that anyone would ever speak to him. He'd left that behind. And he also remembered that he heard he'd heard something then that he wasn't entirely sure that he thought he misheard it, but he's trying to think of it now. That passes though, and he decides once more just to pray and to thank the god, the deity that saved him. I can and will be forever grateful. I pledge, as I did before, my service to fight for you. Since you have saved me, I will always fight in your name. Thank you for saving me.
As you finish that word of thanks, the tattoo on your chest burns warm for a second, and that fades. That's all you get.
That's good enough for me. Can't finish my short rest.
So, having all finished our short rests, what are we doing?
I'm going to move up to the group after kind of having my rounds. And I'm going to say, if we're going in, I need you to know that I will have to use my magic power sparingly. Our first fight took a fair amount out of all of us, I think. But I unfortunately don't recuperate until I have a little bit more time. So, unfortunately, that means that I may, if we encounter something that is powerful, it might be easier for you to drop and me bringing you back than trying to keep you up. It's easier for me to bring you past the line than fighting to keep you from going over it. So don't take it personally.
Well, you have very recently just brought me back from something I didn't think so. I therefore have total faith that you are able to do so, And let's hope it doesn't come to it anyway. I'm coming rather uncomfortable with continually going down. So let's not make a habit of it. But yeah, stay back. And yeah, be there for us when we need it.
Okay. So you have before you the doors to Ironforge themselves open. Where are we going?
Seeing that it's
Going in, I guess.
yeah, seeing that it's really dark in there, I'll immediately light Dawnbringer. Dawnbringer, guide the way. So we should have some light.
There is something wrong with this place. Keep me close, Dargon.
That I will. I will need you, I am sure.
As you all then set foot... Carry on.
During my short rest, could I have cast Detect Poison and Disease as a ritual? Yep. Sorry.
And cool. as you did that, you detected nothing.
Dawnbringer, of interest. Can you hear or see anything down our pathway?
There is something on the floor. And I'm not quite sure what else. Spider webs, most certainly.
All the way along the floor?
Can't quite tell. Something on the floor about 10 to 15 feet in. It's very faint.
Righto, boys. There's something almost immediately in after this door. Keep an eye out. Keep a lookout. There's going to be a lot of traps in here, I think.
Can I check for traps? Or with there being spider webs, perceive any natural dangers?
What would you like to do? Perceive natural dangers or check traps?
Traps first.
I'll look for natural dangers.
And can I detect magic?
Yes, all of the above. So, starting with under, you're checking for traps. Are you using a spell for that or just straight looking out for them?
Just my eyeballs.
Make me a perception check, please. Don't think you've got any bones.
23.
Checking for traps. So, with a 23, you see no traps. Doesn't look like there's any pressure plates, no tripwires, no hidden switches.
We are clear of physical traps, gentlemen. Although I'm still not at ease.
Make me a... You're checking for natural dangers, yeah? I'm going to say make me a...
Survival.
Make me a perception check. I was going to say a wisdom nature check, but...
$22.
Nice.
As you look in, it's the first time you've seen any signs of life. There are definite spider webs in here. You get the sense maybe there are spiders in here, but that's about all you can see from a natural danger perspective, if you like.
How big are these webs?
That's all you can sense. Big.
Small spiders can have big webs, I guess.
As you look at them, they
Glasses
are
half full, yeah.
old. in terms of it looks like this door has been shut for some time, and almost like the spiders have just taken over the inside of this place.
Makes sense.
Okay.
Did we see any?
Detect magic, yeah.
Did we see any signs of spiders outside, like walking through the village or town?
No. Outside,
Okay.
nothing was alive.
That's a bit more concerning then.
Things are alive down here.
Detect magic.
Okay.
As your eyes adjust, having cast this cantrip now. Cantrip? It is a cantrip, isn't it?
First level, actually.
First level spell, okay. I should really know that. You look around.
Wish it was a cantrip.
What's the range?
30 foot.
You see no magic.
Stays up for 10 minutes. FYI.
Okay.
Okay, so about 15 foot in, there are spiders' webs.
About 15 feet in, Dawnbringer said she saw something on the floor. What you see is on the walls and on the ceilings, and bearing in mind these ceilings are very high, you can see these expansive spider webs.
So I look about 15 foot in, and there were the spider webs.
So, as you move 15 feet in, you look down on the floor to where Dawnbringer was saying, and there are patches of brown, maybe red, something on the floor.
Do I
10
think
feet in front of you beyond that, there is another patch of reddish brown something. Looks very faded, but it certainly does stand out slightly from the bare stone floor.
Can I investigate it?
You can make me an investigation check.
That's 11.
It's not very difficult for you to sort of ascertain what this is, even despite the fact that it is clearly old. There is a significant amount of aged blood, dried blood, on the floor. You see it in front of you. You see another patch, 10 feet. Now being inside the door, there is a corridor that leads left, a corridor that leads right, and this corridor straight ahead. The second patch of dried blood is straight in front of you, 10 feet.
Can I look up at the ceiling directly above the blood stains? See if I see anything.
So as you come in under and look up, in fact we'll ignore that for now, the only thing you see is these expansive spider webs, and dust is now clinging to them. You see where the stone itself is beginning to crumble. That's all you see. So we have left, we have right, we have straight ahead.
What do we see kind of looking down the three corridors with the dark vision, or with Dawnbringer?
With Dawnbringer lit, down the left you can't see much. You can see the corridor, and then it sort of dips into darkness. Same on the right. In front of you, however, the corridor dips into darkness, but you certainly do see these patches, sort of almost 10 feet apart.
Okay. So do we follow the path of blood then, boys? Always seems a sensible idea to me.
Do we see the end of the corridor, or does it go into darkness?
No. Goes into darkness. All three of them go into darkness.
Yeah, I think. Sorry, could we identify how long the blood had, been here for?
Make me a medicine check.
Okay. Natural 1, so it's a 5.
You have no real way of ascertaining how long it's been there for. You can certainly see it's aged, it's old, it's dried, it's fading, but it's certainly somewhat stained the floor.
I vote straight ahead. What do you guys think?
You're thinking we should follow the blood trail?
I'm offering
Seems
my
to
vote.
be whoever was here before must have gone in there as well, and maybe they knew that was the right path. I don't particularly want to be here as longer than we need to.
My only worry
I say we
is if it
follow
was
the only clue we have.
Yeah. If it was a blood
Very
trail
well.
of someone trying to get out. Anyway.
Oh, then again, they didn't get much luck with that door then.
Nope. I say forwards.
Lead the way.
Okay. So, for the sake of making this easier, we don't need to be on the map. I'll follow it through. You begin to sort of move forward up this corridor, and it's probably a good 2, 3, 4, probably a good 100 feet before the light from Dawnbringer then spills out, and you find yourselves at somewhat of a crossroads. To the right, there is another corridor, and as you look down this corridor, the stone has fallen, and it is now blocked to the end of that corridor. In front of you, the corridor opens up. It is now about 40 feet wide. That's right. Yeah, so about
40 feet wide.
Yeah, the corridor opens up to about 40 feet wide. On your left, a similar 10-foot wide corridor goes that way. The blood itself leads down that left-hand corridor. In the middle of this crossroads, there is another scorch mark on the floor.
Like the one we saw outside the door.
Very similar.
Okay. So we got 3 different ways we can go now.
Well,
So
yes, technically. You got forward, back, and left
Okay,
if
yeah.
you wanted to. To the right, the corridor's blocked, so you can go down there if you want.
Alright, 2 different ways.
Does the blood trail go off in either direction to the blocked corridor or the
left.
other one?
Goes to the left. So you've come up the corridor. To your right now is the blocked corridor. In front of you, the corridor widens to about 40 feet wide. And then to your left is another 10-foot wide corridor. The blood seems to go off down that way.
We might as well carry on following the blood.
I take it I see no auras of magic.
Nope.
Okay. Yep, let's follow the blood then.
Can I, just before we head, can I turn to the right and pick up a small rock? I will cast light on it,
Cool.
and I will
Cast
throw
light on the
it.
rock.
And I will throw it as far as I can down the central corridor.
Nice.
Make me a strength check, please.
Ugh. Okay. That's 18.
Okay, so you do manage to give this a decent toss down the corridor. And as the light sort of shines, probably in around, I mean, what's the radius on light? It's 10 feet.
It's 20 feet of bright light and 20 feet of dim.
Okay, so you do manage to see the width of this corridor, and then the stone drops, skitters along the floor. And where it now drops, you see that the corridor narrows again and comes to what looks like an entryway with no door, and then a room opens up beyond that, and that's all you can see.
Okay. Well, that's always an option for later if this is a dead end.
Agree.
Okay.
And I will dispel the rock.
The light then disappears, and you're back to just having Dawnbringer lighting the way around you. So we're heading left.
Lead on, Dargon.
Alright.
So you continue to follow the blood, and at this point it's becoming more spaced out. You make it to the end of this corridor, and to your left you now see it opens up into a large room, a bare room. In fact, as Dargon does just duck around and sort of holds up Dawnbringer and shines it around, the only thing you see in one corner is another huge spider web. And it is quiet. Same eerie quiet of outside. As you turn to your right, the corridor opens up into almost like an antechamber, if you like. It's not quite a full room. Just ahead on the left, as you now look forward, you've turned right, you look forward down into this antechamber, there is another doorway which opens into another room, and then the corridor continues further on ahead of you.
Where does the blood trail go?
The blood at this point certainly bends around to the right from where you've walked down this corridor, bends into the antechamber, and then it's spaced out. It looks like it weaves slightly, sort of further into the antechamber and then back towards where the corridor goes.
Okay.
Can Dargon shine his light into the room a little bit, so we can see?
So, as Dargon walks forward with Dawnbringer, I'm assuming you're okay to do this, Dargon?
Yeah.
Yep, so you walk forward, Dawnbringer sort of held up, bit of a wince of pain from the wounds on your back, and you again shine the light in on the left. The room is empty. As you then come back, before you, blocking the corridor, is a huge spider web. You can see just about through it, but the spider web itself
Is that to the...
hinders your path. That's where the corridor was going, so that's where the blood now flows. You see it bend around to the right, and then it comes back and heads towards the corridor.
Yeah.
Right out of the corridor up that way.
Bothrid, is it possible for you to remove the cobwebs with some magic vines? I don't think I want to touch it.
Bothrid looks at you, cocks his head slightly, takes out his longsword and just straight through the centre of this cobweb.
Or that.
Yep. Not one for the delicate approach. Could have been a trap, but you crack on, Bothrid.
So, we're in this way then.
I believe it's our only option so far.
There is another one.
I think we should see the blood trail through to the end.
Alright.
Okay.
It's a good hunch.
Follow the blood trail.
as you now duck under where Bothrid has cut sort of a gap in the spider web, the blood itself now is... Carry on.
I'll use Dawnbringer, just burn it away a bit easier.
And as you do, yeah, just sort of... The blood itself now is becoming very faint on the floor, difficult to follow, but the bits you do find follow the corridor around to the left, and then you find yourself having reached a corner. And it looks like you are now in one of the turrets with the flame above it. However, you cannot see any pathway up. There is, however, a staircase which winds down.
Have we been on like one level for all of this, or have we gone down?
Yes. You've only been on one level so far. What you effectively did is came up the stairs into the main area, sort of that courtyard of the keep, and you've gone through the door.
Do we want to check the rest of this level, or do we want to head down?
Did any of you have any idea of where what you're looking for would be located in the Iron Forge?
Nope. But down always seems to
No.
be where we find, well, enemies, but also our answer. And a lot of pain.
Do we want to go further into the belly of the beast, or do we want to check out that room your rock showed us before we descend?
I say we head down.
Alright then. I'll go first.
Okay. So you head down this winding staircase. It probably takes about 10 minutes midway through this journey. Dargon, through your eyes flash back to normal. Eventually, when you get the right map up, you come out, and just before you get to the bottom of the stairs, the stones themselves have crumbled away at the bottom. And there's probably a good 10 feet gap between now yourselves and the floor.
Well, stop here, boys. We go down here, we ain't getting a quick retreat back.
Can I attach my... Well, that was only 10 feet. That's quite a high jump, I suppose. So could I attach my climbing gear to the ledge and leave it there as a means for us to sort of scale up if we need to scarper?
I will
Good
say
shout.
you managed to wedge part of your climbing gear in and have the rope that you've got then dangle down.
Mm-hmm.
What are you now doing?
It's a good move. Should we press on?
Yep.
Is there any rocks lying about where I could ask Kirik to do his magic pebble thing?
So what you see as you do look down and Dargon shines down is that there is another staircase, if you like, that leads down from this level, but there are huge great rocks blocking it. You also see an archway where you could exit if you jump down this little 10 feet. There are a few loose pebbles and loose stones around if you wished.
Are there any bigger stones that we'd be able to, create a rudimentary step to make it easier to get back up?
Well, you've got the climbing gear. It's only 10 feet. For you, arguably, you could just jump.
I'll be alright. Throw Andrew up.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Okay. Shall we go?
Yeah, let's go down.
Okay, so you
Yeah,
all
I'll
sort of
jump down.
gingerly make your way down. You're jumping down?
Yeah,
Stealthing
parkour style. Well,
Make me an
actually,
acrobatics check.
You've
Done
already
it
said
now. Make me an acrobatics check.
I've said it now. Cock. 11, not too bad.
11. It's
My
not too
misbrained
far
ankle.
for you, and it's you sort of try to be all flash with it, still a bit shaken from earlier. You sort of just missed your foothold slightly and stumble as you do, skittering a few of the pebbles around. And as those pebbles skitter, it makes a loud echo. It is almost deafening, the noise it makes, just based on the eerie silence that there is in here. And then all goes quiet again.
Okay, so I lower myself down.
Dargon
didn't
gingerly
stick the
again,
land
sort of
into that.
wincing with pain as he just lowers himself down, feeling those wounds on his back crack, and sort of the skin begin to split again. And he lowers himself down and touches the floor. Sort of, you can see in his face just the wince, but he doesn't let on. Other than that, Bothrid too lowers himself down gently. Kirik,
I will go down the climbing gear, yeah.
yeah. So you lower yourself down gently. You find yourselves now the stairs just above behind you. Great boulders blocking the stairs down, and your only seeming way is through this archway, which as Dargon shines Dawnbringer through, you see almost the exact same pattern of corridor, sort of leading out of this turret and bending round to the right. There is no blood on the floor, however, down here.
But there was towards the entrance of this staircase.
Up,
Oh, right.
level above,
Yeah.
there was.
Yeah.
Do we think the boulders are keeping something out? Or in, should I say?
Is that a question for me or the group?
The group.
It could be. But we have another exit we could check out.
So there's nothing else in this room other than other corridors and an archway. Right.
It's just the archway and the corridor that leads out. You've got your way back up. At the minute, currently no way to go further down because of the boulders that are blocking.
Dawnbringer, do you hear anything at a distance, apart from Amanda's clattering feet?
It's Dawnbringer's
120.
wisdom stat.
15.
There is some sound. Something. Difficult to make out.
Well, there's something in it. I don't know where. Let's carry on. And I walk through the archway.
So as you walk through the archway and shine the lights, you're following the corridor again, as I've said, sort of leads forward and then turns immediately to the right. And you find yourself in another antechamber. Again, that similar layout with a room just off to the right now as you're sort of going backwards on yourselves, but a level down. And that familiar T-junction, if you want to call it that, slightly further ahead as you hold Dawnbringer aloft. Where would you like to go?
Do we see any spider webs down here?
No.
Ooh.
So they're staying away from this.
I like the
Looks like.
perception efforts there. The out of character perception check there was nice.
Easy to assume. So we're at the T junction that you said.
If that's where you want to go at the minute. Dargon's sort of stood in the middle of an antechamber, the room to his right, that T junction just further ahead.
I say we go completely backwards on ourselves. Down here. See where that leads us.
Let's do it.
Okay. So you bypass the room on your right, you head back towards that T-junction. You turn left and head down the corridor. This time as you head down the corridor, as you get to the crossroads part, you find your path partially blocked. A trio of what look like almost flagstones block the exit of this corridor partially, so you now only have a 5-foot gap to squeeze. I say squeeze, none of you are 5 foot wide. But you make your way, and that leads into the 40-foot wide corridor. Again, there is a scorch mark here. As you come around this, you can't get back towards where the door would be, but a level up. So you can't come immediately back down the route. That is blocked by one of the flagstones. Again, as you look down that further corridor, it is blocked by a whole cascade of rubble.
And that,
as it looks like.
Would we think that that's blocking the corridor below the one that was blocked above? In the same space?
Yes.
Okay.
So currently, having gone down this route, your only way is left up the wide corridor or back.
Did you want me to go invisible and scout through these stones and ahead to see if there is anything in this wide corridor?
If you want it, I won't say no. This is a pretty good bottleneck if anything starts coming back. 5-foot gap is defendable.
Okay, so with that then I will put my hood up, disappear, hang about. Is it? I'm not going to be able to see. It's going to be dark, isn't it? Cock.
Yep.
Well, you can see out to, what were we saying, 30-foot bright light, 60-foot dim light? Is that what we were saying with Dawnbringer? So you can go 60 foot. You ain't going to see anything into that. So presumably anything that's already in that realm we would either be able to see, or basically they'd already noticed the fact that we're here, so stealthing's not very useful actually.
Yes, I probably shouldn't do that, should I? That's a good point. Okay.
I will let you not use that charge of invisibility.
Unless you can do another one of those light stones. Don't want you burning your spells up. And I think he might be frozen.
So
it does look like he's frozen, actually.
Yeah.
We'll take a small technical difficulties pause.
He's fully disconnected. Should we go for a pee?
So we'll use that as our pee break.
Alright, see you in a sec.
Where were we? Fucking hell. We won't go from here. Somebody remind me what we're doing.
So we're between the 5-foot key flagstones.
So I think we were trying to decide what we were going to do. So...
Oh, yeah. That was it.
Was Ander going to walk forward? Were we going to get a pebble?
Yeah. Yeah, so I was saying that... So Ander said he was going to walk forward stealthily, but he would only be able to walk forwards in the light of Dawnbringer, so I turned to Kirik and asked, you do one of those light pebbles, light stones, then maybe Ander can get a little further in stealthily.
But
if he still wants to.
Counter to that,
yeah.
if we're chucking a stone of light, or if there anything is in there, then there's no point being stealthy because we'll have already alerted somebody to our presence. With there being a 5-foot gap, can anybody fit through it?
Yeah.
Just hope that
To throw a spanner in the works, Matt, how does light and invisibility work?
So, invisibility. You've got me thinking now.
Yeah.
Does Ander
If Anders like holding the rock that's got light on it.
If he's holding the rock that's got light on it, then there is going to be a floating rock that's got light, so it's kind of fucking
Okay, cool.
obvious. If, however, you throw it, then the invisibility is still just total invisibility.
Yeah,
I think Harry
cool.
Potter's invisibility cloak.
But Anders' point of it no longer being a surprise. But if it illuminates something we currently can't see and you go see it and it doesn't notice you, then that might be quite useful.
Bear in mind, you couldn't currently have a huge great sunblade burning in a corridor in total darkness.
I think we're kind of obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the surprise would have gone by now. I will pick up a rock,
Okay.
small one, cast light, and I will throw it down the corridor.
The wide corridor.
Yeah, past the 5 feet kind of gap.
Make me a strength check, please.
Okay.
It's in my twat.
Yeah, that's a bit more like it. That's a natural one.
A natural one. So actually, as you pick up and cast light, you just drop it instantly.
Yep.
Would you like to have
Can I
another
then
go?
pick it up and throw it?
Yep.
Yeah,
So, make me a strength check.
I'll pick it up and give it to someone.
Oh, fuck
So
that. 7.
Scoops off the floor and just... and it sort of just skitters into the middle of the floor. However, even now it's just in the middle of the floor. It's not gone very, very far. You can see the lights, and with the dim light, you get the impression that this widened corridor ends, but there is something in the middle which is different to the rest of the wall, if you like. In the shadows, it kind of looks like a door, but you can't really be sure.
I say we go check it out. There might be a path to the room above. We don't know.
Your instinct hasn't let us down so far.
DM question, is Dawnbringer only lit if I'm holding the hilt?
Not if you choose it not to be.
Okay.
I am expecting full-on saber throw coming now.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I was like, they're pissing about the pebble. I'm going to lob a sunblade.
Yeah,
down
because
and
you've
see what
got...
happens. Oh, yeah. Do you know what?
Would you
I'm
like
going to do it.
Do it,
Yeah.
do it.
Strength
So
check?
you then... Dargon's looked at
roll
the
a
both
1.
of you, shrugged his shoulders. Are you saying anything to Dawnbringer as you do this?
Yeah. Dawnbringer, I'm going to try something. You're going to come back almost immediately. But I would like you to tell me what you saw, if anything. You ready?
Don't leave me too long down here alone.
Oh, trust me, you'll be back in seconds.
I am ready. Make me a strength check.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Please tell me that was a natural 20.
It was a 19. So,
Oh, okay.
plus 5, 24.
So you see Dargon actually duck round, spin round, throws the blade out, and as the blade arches and spins, and then he holds his hand out, and you can see it begin to return, the whole end of this corridor is illuminated. You see this large wall in the middle, a wooden door, and the blade begins to come back You see the scorch mark on the floor, the stones that block the rest of the way behind you, and then it just whiffs back through that 5-foot gap. Dargon grasps it, spins it round in his hands, just brings it to centre, then winces as he feels the pain again in his shoulder from the cracking skin. Nice move.
Yeah, I like that.
Dawnbringer
see
then
anything
speaks
that
to
we
you.
didn't.
She then speaks to you, says, "Nothing. I see the door. Both of the routes are blocked. I do not like it down here. There is something familiar."
Familiar, you say?
"Let us not tarry. Let us be done with this and be gone."
Are we heading in the right direction?
I
Do
do
you
not
think?
know.
Alright then. To the door. Let's get this over with. I walk forward
you'll
to
go?
the door.
Yep.
So you'll head up to the door. As you approach the door, it is a large wooden door, probably around 20 foot in height, and about 20 foot wide, really. It's an arch of a door. Iron bands across it. 2 circular ring handles. That's all you currently see.
Is there anything... is there any way of us knowing what's on the other side of this door without just opening it? Do any of you know?
There's not a keyhole to look through or anything like that. It's just a door with 2 handles.
You do see what looks like an old style keyhole.
Can I go and look through it? See what I can see.
As make me a perception check. So with advantage.
13.
So despite the keyhole being quite large itself, it is packed with dust and dirt. There is definitely light on the other side, but other than that you can't really see what else is on the other side. But there is certainly some source of light.
So I
There
whisper,
seems to be light on the other side of this door, but I cannot really see what awaits us.
That is a
Is
very
the
nice
door
whiskey.
is the door unlocked?
Would you like to try?
Yeah, why not?
before you do, Ander, we presumably... Well, if there's something here we have to fight. I will take the undead, if there are any. And let's hope that we can get through this. But I say that we don't linger any longer. See if we can open this door.
Okay.
Retreat is also an option. Remember that.
Okay. As you step up to the door and place your hands on the 2 rings, you push gently. The door is locked, and then I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh, of course. I have really good luck with doors.
Didn't check for traps, did you?
9.
Oh no.
Okay. As you place your hands and push, out of nowhere, a rune forms on the door, and this huge gout of flame bursts out towards you. I need you to
Where was your detect magic, Dagon?
one off.
I'm a mere fighter. I don't have that many spell slots. I ain't going to waste them.
You take 23 points of fire damage.
Can I uncanny dodge it?
Not a melee attack, is it?
No, because you.
Should I read what it says?
Bear with me.
It's when an attacker that you can see hits you with an attack. So if I've been surprised by it, I can't
taking you
use
by
it.
surprise. I'm going to say you take the full
Fuck.
damage.
23. No. I'm on 20 now.
You'd need
That's
something like
bad.
evasion for that sort of dodge. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Get that
monks
next
have that.
I'll get that at my next level, so
You better bloody get it.
fingers crossed I'll make it out alive.
You better bloody get that.
Love it. Cool. So this gout of flame erupts towards you, and as it erupts towards you, you all can hear a sudden movement from the room beyond.
As the grave.
As I also shout,
Okay.
Retreat, get back to that bottleneck.
Do I see any undead 60 feet ahead of me?
Your eyes bleed black. You see no undead.
Okay.
Did I get knocked over, or am I just like melted Tupperware at this point?
You are just singed and burned as this gout of flame has erupted into your face.
And the door is not open, right?
Door is not open.
But
Door is locked.
we did hear movement.
Heard sudden movement as the trap was triggered.
Does my blade do anything at this point?
No.
Okay.
What was the movement? Was it like footsteps? Was it...
It just sounded like almost like a chair being pushed back and somebody standing up.
Oh no.
Scorch marks make sense now. A little bit.
Yeah. Oh god. And are you okay?
I think I will be.
Do you need a...
I don't think we should ever touch a door again. It doesn't seem to work.
It's the greatest enemy of our campaign.
we need that on a t-shirt. You know, killed by a door. And do you want a healing potion? You're looking pretty rough there.
If you would be so kind.
Yeah. Go and roll me.
Well, you can roll.
I
and
shall
give him
roll.
health.
$21 points back.
Nice. Thank you.
That was a superior potion of healing. I shall notch that down in my equipment. So glad we bought them a while back.
Yep.
Cool. What are we doing?
Do we want to retreat? Or are we going to try and blast through this door?
No, we can try talking to the person on the other side.
Or we can do that.
I remember that the last time the Eladrin spoke to me, he said that he would see us at Ironforge, or he has something special for us at Ironforge.
And
So-
you're telling this now.
I think we were all there. I can't remember now. So part of me thinks this might be the Eladrin behind this door, or a minion of the Eladrin. So We have to get beyond this door.
How'd you get past the door that shoots you in the face with fire?
Can we
For shits and giggles,
use a rock as a battering ram? Can Bothrid fashion a battering ram out of vines and shit?
It would take him a significant amount of time to do that.
Under my breath, I say, Timael the Damned. Out the door.
As you say this, the rune itself flares, diminishes, and there's a click.
Go on!
Yeah!
Pulled that out of your ass.
I did! Get out.
The doors swing open. Light pierces your eyes as you then begin to focus, and you see two brightly lit braziers on either side of a simple throne. Standing in front of that throne, standing 10 feet tall, is a dull grey-skinned, long flowing white hair figure, sword in one hand, shield in the other. Bony wings that look like they've been burned stand outstretched.
I don't know anything.
And it holds the sword out. What is it you seek?
Only our escape.
Who are you? There's no escape down here. Be gone.
I apologize. We did not mean to disturb. We're simply looking for the fallen one. If you happen to know who they are.
Who are you?
My name is Dargon. Are you Timael?
His head bends slightly, ponders you. His eyes focus on your chest.
We mean you no harm.
He
Unless
lowers
you
the
mean us
blade
harm.
slightly. You are touched by Palor.
I am.
I am Timael the Damned. What do you seek in Ironforge?
We seek a prophecy, I think. Our path has brought us a long way in the search of helping this damned place to return. And we hope to find something here that will help us in our quest. For a moment we feared that you were against us. I hope that is not the case. We wish to defeat the Dark Eladrin.
I know nothing of an Eladrin.
How did you come here? How did you become to be here?
Who has sent you?
I look to the other guys.
The Malt Masters Guild.
Long shoulders. I know nothing The Malt Masters. What demons are you? He's pulling the sword
We
back.
only seek to restore balance to these lands. We
Maybe a
mean you
persuasion
no harm. Ooh, come on.
Looking at him, can I do an Eyes of the Grave to see if I detect any undead in the room here?
Your eyes bleed black. There is no one dead in the room.
17.
Okay. I warn you, should any of you draw blade, it will be the last thing you do.
Can I just point out the fact that I'm currently holding a flaming Dawnbringer, but to my side.
And at this point, as he sheathes his blade, his eyes look towards Dawnbringer, and his eyes go wide.
Something sparks in my memory. Dawnbringer, you said there was something familiar here. Is this creature it?
Timael. And Timael now looks, his eyes widen. It cannot be.
Noticing where his eyes are, I don't bring Dawnbringer up into a like pointing at him, but just sort of holding up so that I'm starting to recognise he's looking at it.
And he takes a few steps forward. Bring me the blade.
Dawnbringer.
I think we should.
So I walk forwards slowly. I'd turn to the other guys. I think you should stay here. I walk forward slowly. This guy stands, what, a couple feet above me in height?
Yeah.
And some.
His hand is held outstretched.
Dawnbringer has been a great friend and ally to me.
As she was to me.
And I offer the hilt lit.
As you place the hilt in his hand, the blade dispels. Well, I say dispels. The blade is no more. And he cradles the hilt and pulls it in. Long has she been lost to me. And he reaches behind him into a sort of satchel and pulls out a shard of a golden blade. How did you come across her? Where was she?
She was in another realm, hidden in a cave of many chambers, and she came to me at an hour of need. She has been faithful and great and my friend and ally ever since. Do not know what I would do without her.
Oh, Palor, how you curse me. Tear forms on his cheek. You asked me how I came to this place.
Yes,
It is I who damned this kingdom.
it is you.
I am Timael the Damned. I was responsible for protecting the last of the three kings. And I failed. And he lifts up the sleeve of his tunic. And you see on there a brand of a crown and two curled horns either side. He cursed me. He corrupted me. And for my crimes, I was cast out.
Who corrupted
Forced. forced to remain in this place. Who corrupted me? I fear you shall figure that out all too soon. He is the Lord of all that is unholy.
What king were you protecting, or did you fail to protect?
The last king. The three kings given to the powers. You look familiar. You.
King Girth, I presume.
His son. Ramado.
It would be our honour to see you back where you rightly belong, with Paylor, and away from this wretched place.
What would you do if I was to tell you I was the last living heir of Ramado?
Familiarity is now apparent. But how? And yet I see the child. It all becomes clear. Paylor, how you curse me so.
Perhaps protecting me, as you failed to protect him, will rid you of your damnation.
He looks up at you. Only he can charge me in such a manner. My task is to remain here. My task is to man the forge. My task is to protect the secret.
What? May I ask what secret you protect? I hope it'll help us in our quest.
The very thing you come seeking for.
Yes.
Is under my charge.
Is it possible for us to work out an exchange?
He takes a moment. He looks down at Dawnbringer and the shard again. Places the shard back into his satchel. Holds the hilts. Bows his head. Lord Paylor, tell me what it is I must do. Dargon, at this point, your chest feels warm again.
I close my eyes.
Thin golden light, out of nowhere, shines onto Dawnbringer, shines onto Timiel himself. And there is a language that none of you understand. Nobody speaks or understands Celestial.
Nope.
And the voice is gone. The thin beam of light recedes. As you wish, my lord. His eyes flash open, he looks to you. The prophecy is yours. You, Goliath, if you see it fit, I can reforge her. Make her what she was. But it will take me time.
It would be my honour to have Dawnbringer reforged.
Well, my old friend, What do you say? Dargan, you hear the voice in your head as she reaches out to you. Is this where we part, then?
I do not wish to part from you. Would you prefer to be whole again?
Being with him, my memories return. I am the blade which pierced the king. But in your hands, perhaps. Boom.
Don't bring it, you bitch.
I need to not look at you guys when I'm trying to do this, because the faces are just like...
Yep.
Cool. And we're back in the room. You feel a sense of sorrow from her.
Do I get a sense of whether she, what Dawnbringer is wanting with this? The
Due to your connection with her, she sort of understands what you're trying to ascertain, and she speaks to you. Let us not fool each other, Dargon. I now know what I am. You know what I am, what I have done. Together, we have righted many wrongs. I am no longer his. I am yours. If you wish, we can leave this place. But to be whole again, I cannot lie and say it is not something I do not desire.
I speak to Timael. Your offer is very great. May I ask, just how long will it take? Dawnbringer has been very, very useful for us, to me, and I hate to be parted for any significant length of time. This is a hard decision, I'm sure you can understand. Just how long would I be without Dawnbringer?
I do understand. It has been some time since I was able to work with the celestial materials. But this is my task. This is why this forge exists. It is I who have forged her. It is I who can reforge her. I can promise that when your time is most grave, she will be with you once more. When you need her most, she will be ready.
I start speaking inside my... speaking in my head again to Dawnbringer. I hate to be without you, but I think that you, in your original form, will be a formidable friend and ally, and I know it is what you want. It will also be with great sorrow that I am parted from you for any length of time. I hope that you can tell me that I can trust Timael when he says that you will be back at my hour of need. If this is so, I will let you be reforged.
I think we both know that Palor is not one to be crossed. Look at him. He is cut off. He has no wings. This is his task. I too do not wish to be parted. I do not wish to leave you, but part of me will always be with you.
Then it is so. Be reforged and be whole again, so that you can join us on our quest to defeat that is most evil.
As you say this, you hear a parting whisper. Farewell for now, my dear Dargon. Something inside you is gone. There is a connection now missing. That familiar connection to Dawnbringer. As Timiel now holds the hilts and the blade alights. Oh, how great she will be. Come. To the forge we go. He turns to his left, holds up a hand, and part of the stone wall dissolves, and burning light comes through. He leads you all into another room. In this room, a huge fireplace sits against the far wall. A huge trough of molten rock and hot coals. On the floor around and underneath this trough, arcane circles, not just the one but two, and then a final circle where in the middle stands an anvil of golden light. And he turns and says, "This is the Iron Forge, the Forge of the Gods, the forge where I shall remake Dawnbringer anew. What you seek lies on that table. Know this, only those who are worthy, only those she allows will be able to read it."
The seer.
Indeed.
Thank you, Timiel. We are forever grateful, and we hope that this gets you back to where you rightfully belong.
I thank you. My crimes, however, well, let us hope Paylor can forgive me finally.
May I ask one more question?
You may.
An odd one, you may think. But how is there so much lack of life around Ironforge? Was that Paylor's doing, or was that something else?
This is my curse. To have been a servant of the Dawnfather, servant of life, now forced to live in a land devoid of it. It has been comforting to spend all but some short time with you.
Us as well. Thank you. Yeah.
I would like to go over to the table and see what's on there.
So as you go over to the table, there is an old piece of yellowing parchment, and on it there is that script and sign runage, if you like, familiar to that which you saw on the first door, where you spoke to my elder damned. As the three of you approach, parchment itself shimmers. A familiar figure appears. She smiles. She bows her head. She touches the parchment, and she is gone. Words in common now begin to wind and sort of script themselves, write themselves across the parchment now. And you begin to read, and it says, "Masters of Grain and Spirit 4 shall tend the tear and guard the door, till heroes 3 become unknown and take the mantle for thine own. And as you
Masters of
commit
Grain
that,
and go on, I was
Masters
gonna
of
try
Grain
my
and
little-
Spirit 4 shall tend the tear and guard the door, till heroes 3 become unknown and take the mantle for thine own. And as she senses that you've committed this to memory, the parchment burns and is no more. I trust you have received that which you sought.
We have. Thank you. Again.
Thank you. I have found new purpose. But I have taken a blade from you. I cannot let you go out without something to defend yourself with. He goes over to the anvil. It is not as great as she is, but may it serve you well. And he hands you a scimitar. The scimitar itself, simple hilt, simple-ish blade. I have done what I can with the materials I have. May it serve you well until such time as Dawnbringer can be returned to you.
Once again, I'm in your debt.
Can I beg of you one last question, Timael?
If it is in my power to give you the answer, I will.
And I will pull out the onyx skull that I acquired some time ago. Does this mean anything to you? Is it of any significance?
He looks at it for a second. It is not something that I recognize.
And then I
The
pull
nature
out
of it is strange.
the silk that magically came out of my chest at some point. What about this silk? What can you tell me of this?
Very fine silk. I can only assume it cost you a pretty penny.
I, at that point, turn to Andrew and Kirik. And say... Sorry, there's a car alarm going off outside and it really distracted me then. Andrew, I think you were right. The Dark Eladrin said he had something for me, is something for us at Ironforge. I have to say, this is obviously not what I was expecting. It's caught me a little off guard.
Why would the Eladrin want us to get the second part of the prophecy and meet Timael?
That is what I worry.
Unless he wanted you to part with Dawnbringer.
Then that makes me deeply uneasy. Timael, you say you've never heard of this Dark Eladrin, but you mentioned a master of evil or some on.
Lord of all that is unholy.
I did.
Who's this?
I do not speak his name. His brand upon my arm is enough.
Do I recognise the brand as anything I may have seen in my time with the Eladrin growing up?
Make me a religion check, or a history check, actually, based on your history.
Can I do a religion?
Yes, you can.
7.
Okay. You don't recognise the brand. It's not something you saw in your time with the Eladrin.
8.
And you two, during your studies, the brand itself, the symbol, is not something that immediately comes to mind.
I think the general consensus is nice tattoo.
Sick ink, bro. When he says that he doesn't speak his name, does he look scared?
Or just pissed.
He looks sorrowful when he says it. Almost, there's a great deal of sadness when he talks about. It's not necessarily a fear, maybe just a reluctance.
Do you know where this person, creature, thing is now?
He chuckles. Surely that is obvious. He is the Lord of the Hells. All 9 of them.
That's not that obvious to me. That's not my character. That's just me thinking out loud. Am I supposed to be twigging on to something here?
No, it's just the devil, apparently.
Oh, okay.
Well, there's 4 guys standing in a room looking like twats at the moment, I think.
5. Bothrid's there, just sort of twiddling his thumbs at the back.
I wasn't calling Tim
Well,
out.
4 guys and a
And a massive fallen angel, yeah.
fallen angel here.
Ah, man. I am sure that
What
I would...
Think.
Go on.
Carry on. Which one wants to go first? I'll go.
I'll go first.
Okay.
Can you tell us if there are any more dangers within the forge? We fought, no doubt, defensive measures, some sort of animated armors and golems, but we wish to, I think,
Yes.
leave, and we don't want to disturb any more defense
animations-
mechanisms they might have in place.
They are my doing. They are my protection. Although now that you have what you came for, perhaps I need not as much. Nothing like that shall bother you as you exit. Watch out for the spiders, though. The only things that live.
We thank you for your help.
I thank you.
I fear that I will...
Doesn't like spiders.
I will fear that I will need Dawnbringer sooner than expected. I thank you for this other sword in the meantime, and I'm very grateful.
When he tells me the time is right, she will be with you again. I promise you this, Dargon.
Thank you.
And if you refresh your character sheet, you will have your replacement.
No, I do not mean to appear rude to Miel, but I'll turn to everyone else. Can we please now just leave?
I agree with Ander.
Forgive our sharp exit, but I agree with them. We must go.
What is the quickest route out of this place? Preferably avoiding spiders.
There's only one route out of this place. It will be the same way you came in, I'm afraid. The spiders, I can do a little about. If you're quick, you should be fine.
We book it.
Yeah, can we have like a montage of where we're just like absolutely licking it?
As Ander, Kirik, and Bothrid turn and dash, Timiel steps up to you, Dargon, and places a hand on your shoulder. Turns. Your friend has something which will not serve him well. I suggest you find some way to part with it.
The sword?
Indeed. I bid you well, Dargon. Now be gone.
Thank you.
And he sort of gently pushes you.
I book it as well, and as I do, I bring out the scimitar and then see fuck all.
I can't see.
Right? Yeah.
So the forge itself sort of lights, and you can see into the throne room again, and then as you go to exit the throne room, you sort of look out. Oh fuck, it's dark.
So I then grab a torch and light it.
So you do. And this time Dargon leads you all with not as much light, no sense, no additional presence helping him, just his own wits, his own eyes.
Right, DM question. Can I hold a sword in one hand, have a shield on the other arm and hold a torch, or no?
No, you will have to have either the shield and a torch, or go on.
I will touch Dagon's shield and cast light.
Oh, you legend. I drop the torch.
So
okay, it's gone.
You just drop the torch, and now you run with your shield in front, scimitar drawn. You come to that staircase. You come to that staircase, and you, Dargon, actually sort of, as you run, you chuck your shield up, grab, wince, almost groan in pain as the wound split across your back again, and you just pull yourself up, grab your shield, and hold sort of the light now shining up as everybody else comes to climb up the climbing gear and the rope behind you.
I am now looking and hearing, in that moment of not running, I'm trying to look and hear above. Can I hear or notice anything?
As you now concentrate, make me a perception check.
17.
With the 17, you just hear
So I
Time to run.
Yeah. I put the shield up so that I can turn my head behind and point back to the other guys and just like, the spiders are here. We have to run. And I also say, are we running or are we fighting?
I vote running.
So regardless, we push through,
Yeah, getting
we
out of here.
attack, and we push through.
Okay. So as you now all hoist yourself up, you run up the stairs. You get to the top of the stairs, and as you exit, there is nothing, but now you hear it louder. You push on through the corridors as you go. You turn, the familiar turns, and weave your way back through. And then there before you, at the door,
The door out to light, out to the outside.
door outside,
Is it still daylight
effectively
out there?
blocking your way. It's still daylight. You've probably been down here for half an hour, 45
Oh,
minutes.
okay, cool.
Has
Maybe a bit
my
longer.
whiskey effects wore off now then?
You are coming towards the end.
Okay.
So they are still, I'm going to say they're up for about the next 15 minutes.
Okay.
Right button, that one. As you now see before you, five big ass spiders, basically, and then in the middle there is one significantly larger than the rest. Roll initiative.
No, boy. We were doing so well to avoid everything.
You have avoided the majority.
Yeah.
12 for Ander.
12 for Ander.
11.
Oh boy, is the cleric going first? Oh Jesus!
Right.
16.
16, and then where's my main man? He rolls a natural 1, so a 3.
Oh.
D&D Beyond hates me.
What does it mean if, well, there's obviously Diggler's choice for you, I suppose, Matt. Ander has a slight fear of spiders.
We will come to that.
I say
I've
slight
already
fear.
made a note.
He's shat his pants at this point.
Cool. So,
But also, I can hear. My heart is pounding through my ass. I'm sweating cobs. But in my head, the sword is egging me on, and he's almost. So it's kind of like I'm having a battle within myself, where the hand holding my sword wants to lunge, but my head is going no because I'm scared.
and yes, you
So it's
do
almost
hear
as
that
if
voice.
my limbs are. Yeah.
You hear that voice in your head. Finally, something to eat. Come, young Ander. It is finally time. Cool. And when Mr. Rix returns,
I'm back.
it's what you see before you. Let me just remember. Nope. There.
Would
That's what
we
you
have,
see before you.
would we have intentionally got that close? Just saying.
I'm going to say at this point it's sort of you ran and you've stopped
Cool.
here.
These are spiders, what, 10 foot
They are.
wide?
They are large spiders, so they are probably slightly bigger than a normal man.
Alright. About the same size as me then.
Yeah.
Ish.
Imagine the size of like think of a car. I'm going to say mine. Imagine the size of a Ford EcoSport.
Yeah. And you say, was it SK that's the bigger one?
SK is the bigger one.
Might have to put in the comments what an EcoSport is for any non-UK listeners.
I was also going to say for any non-UK listeners that don't know what sweating cobs means. Sweating buckets, sweating a lot. That's definitely the Yorkshire.
Oh, you know,
young Ander.
Just Portuguese people.
Yeah, just the Portuguese.
Can you do subtitles when you upload it?
That's all right. We're an inclusive bunch. Don't worry. Cool. So first up is Spider E, who immediately sort of brings its abdomen underneath. Brings its abdomen underneath and just sprays out web towards Ander. That will be an 8 to hit.
Nope.
So that just sort of flies over your head.
Nimble motherfucker.
And then we are over to Kirik.
Okay. So, seeing the situation, I'm going to pull up my shield, grab onto my holy symbol, and I will cast Bane at first level. So let's have SK. Which one got close to Ender?
None of them got close. Spider E, if you want to say that. So SE fired web at him.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So let's go SK, SD, and SC. Need to do charisma saving throws.
Okay. Charisma. So that's a 0 for
Fails.
SD, a 14 for SC.
That fails.
Yeah, what's your spell save DC?
15.
And that is a natural 20 for SK.
How convenient.
Literally, it is there.
I believe you. Bastard.
Told you, I'm going to get a second
That's
camera
the one.
on these dice.
That's the one.
That'd be alright, good idea, actually.
So SD and SC are now baned. I've made a
So
note.
it's minus 4, isn't it?
What are we? What are we
minus
saying
D4.
about?
Minus 1d4.
What are we saying
To,
about
all ability
attacks.
checks.
talking through battles? Can we only sort
So
of?
you've only got 6 seconds. So yes, I will allow talking, but it needs to be succinct.
But only on our turn, though. That's what I mean. So, can I say anything
You
now, or do I
kinda
have to wait for my turn?
You can communicate with each other, but if you're going on for ages, I'll cut it at some point.
Okay, I was literally going to say because I'm not in my in my turn yet. I'll be like, guys, get back. That's it.
Oh, okay.
Kieran,
I'm on
what else are you
41
doing?
HP, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's my action.
What's your action?
Dargon hasn't spoken yet, so I'll stay put.
That's
Shield
cool.
up.
Ander.
So,
You're fighting an internal battle, correct?
yes.
I am going to say make me a Constitution saving throw. In fact, no, make me a Wisdom saving throw.
19.
Okay. This round, you're able to do what you wish.
What I wish, right, okay. In that case, I will cast Ice Knife at second level at
Nice.
SB.
Oh, nice.
With,
Yes.
with
Yeah.
a 22 to hit.
That'll hit.
So that means SB, SC, SD, and SK need to make a saving
So-
throw and beat a Dex 13.
Right, roll the initial damage for SB, please.
oh yeah, because it's got a hit, hasn't it? You didn't go.
Oh, yeah.
It's hit. I just need the damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
7 piercing damage.
7 piercing
Well,
damage as the ice knife just sinks in and then
Yeah.
There we go.
explodes outwards. And we need D, C, and K to make Dex saving throws. Yep.
Beauty.
DNC get baned as well.
Yeah, they do. So
Oh,
14 plus 3, 17. Minus 3, 14.
they got to beat. Yeah, 13 to beat, so they beat it. He did.
Oh, 13.
That's one.
Oh, damn.
That's one. The second one got a 6, so that's not going to do it anyway, because that's minus 4, so that's 2 plus 3, that's 5. So D failed, C succeeded, and then we need SK, yep. So I think this is exactly the same stats. It is. Fails. I'm not even going to bother rolling the D4.
Nice. So if I roll my 3d6,
Yep.
it's a bit shit roll. It's 7 cold damage. Should we just do
7
that across for
cold
both of them, or do you want me to roll it twice? That'll do for both of
No,
them.
you just do that for the ones that fail, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, help. There we go. Oh. As this icy blast just... Does B take that damage as well?
Ooh.
It says every...
Does B... Because B got hit with
The
the
shard that
ice knife
explodes, the target and each creature, yeah. So SB
That's
needs to do it too.
Oh.
Yep, fails. So 7 as well, yep.
Nice.
Good start.
As you
good
see, as the blade sinks in and explodes, the actual whole thorax of SB just is exploding. Green, black blood just starts to drip. And it sort of sways a little bit, considered bloodied at this point. With this SK, and now you look at SK, you notice not one, but 2 heads. Here.
What?
It is going to step forward. Hey,
That looked fun.
it is going to step forward. There we go. And it is going to bite at Kirek.
Sure.
For a... So it's got... no, succeeded in it. So it is a 24 to hit.
Yeah, that was it.
You take 6 points of piercing damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh boy. 14.
Yeah. So as the bite comes in, you take that initial damage, and then you feel something warm seep into your skin, but you just managed to sort of shrug off that feeling.
How many points of damage was that? Sorry.
That was
6.
6 points of piercing damage.
I'm not even gonna try this retroactively anyway, but this is the first time where actually I haven't had a turn and I was going to use protection. Would I have been able to do that? Hypothetically, I'm not going to do it. Would I have
It's your
been able to
reaction.
do that?
So you can use your reaction at any time during a turn,
Okay,
whether
yeah, no, it's
you've
just
had your go or not.
because that's the thing. I've not had a go yet, so usually it's like midway through combat.
So your reaction is at any point during combat. At any point on your turn, off your turn, you can use your reaction.
Fantastic.
And with that, you'll then round to yourself anyway, Dogon.
So, I am going to run forward to south of SK.
Okay, in doing so,
I'm not going to go out of his...
are you going to come around to there?
Yeah, but I'm not going to be out of his field of action,
No,
so
that's fine.
no attack of opportunity.
No attack of opportunity, still in melee range.
And I cast Thunderwave at 2nd level.
Okay, what's the range on that? That's
15-foot cube, so I think we were saying that's a 7 foot either way, so that should not hit any of my...
kind
cool.
of does. I'm going to say it will just about hit Kirikanander, unfortunately.
Fine, still going to...
But yeah.
Cheers.
Okay, so Thunderwave is a Constitution saving throw,
Yeah.
Dexterity saving throw,
Con 12.
Con 12. So this is for everything. So SK first, Jack die, fails. Bear with me. SK, fail. A. What was it? Con 13 or Con 12?
Con 12. And I'm going to check here.
So, A succeeds. So B just succeeds. C, who's got Bane, fails. D, who's also under Bane, succeeds. What's that?
Guys,
Yeah,
what did you
succeeds.
roll?
E.
Danny.
I got a 12.
Wow.
Luckily, I'm +0, so I got bang on a 12.
You're all right.
So,
It's 13 points of damage for anyone who failed.
what about if they succeed? Is it half?
Half. And anyone who fails is pushed back 10 feet.
So 13 points of damage for anyone who fails. So 13 points of damage.
Can
13 points of damage.
though I'm going to take half the damage because I succeeded on the save, can I then also uncanny dodge it to half it again?
That will be your reaction, I believe, because uncanny dodge is a reaction, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that will be your reaction for this round, but yes, you can do it.
It is like, what is that? 7 points to you, or 6? 6 or 7?
Oh, there's no point half
It's
it's 7 though, is there?
No.
No, I'll leave it at
4
7.
points of damage.
'Cause I'm going to get bit by a spider in a minute.
7.
So for the record, I did not uncanny dodge.
You're on 34 points, Sander.
Aye.
7. So the ones that failed. So, how far does it get pushed back?
10 feet.
Okay, so we're going to say gets pushed back. Fuck this.
Into us.
I've done my tips already. It's going to get. So, did Kirik fail as well?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I rolled a 6, not a 4. Don't I?
Okay.
Oh, that helps.
So, Kirik, you are going to get pushed back and you are going to knock into Bothrid. In fact, what am I doing? Character sheet. He is going to make a dexterity saving throw and succeeds with an unnatural 20. So he manages to just step out the way as you fly backwards past him. And then SK is going to sort of land, I'm going to say land over here actually. It sort of bowls just around him and past him. Then failure. SC is going to fly, I'm going to say back there, hits the wall, throwing the dice on the floor. Pick that up. Takes 3 points of bludgeoning damage as it hits the wall. Let's see. And there is just blood all over the place pouring out of C at this point. And which other one failed? That was it. Cool. So with that,
So I believe I have... That was 15 feet of movement to get there.
yes.
So I'm going to move 15 feet back so that I'm under SK.
Okay, so you will invoke an attack of opportunity from D and B there.
I.
Okay, so as you move 5, 10, 15. So D and B are going to make bite attacks. D is under Bane, so we'll do D first. So 18, that's probably going to still hit. That's an unnatural 20.
So they both hit.
No, that one will hit. That's just the one, sorry. And then the second one
So yes, that'll
is
hit.
a natural 20.
Oh, fuck me.
Oh.
So first one you take 9
can
points
take it.
of piercing damage. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay, hang on a minute. So that's 9 damage.
So it's 9 piercing for the first one.
Constitution saving throw. Saving throw, where is it there? 25.
Yeah, okay. So you feel the bite, but nothing else following that. The second one is you take 8, 12. There, when I can read, you take 15 points of piercing damage, and I need you to make another Constitution saving throw, please.
+18 plus 6.
Yeah, that's fine. So you save again.
On that, Can I use that as my reaction against an attack of opportunity?
What do you mean?
Can I use a reaction at this point?
To do what?
For my shield to deal some damage. Immediately after after a creature hits you with melee attack, you can use your reaction to deal 3d6 necrotic damage to that creature.
You can indeed. Which one would you like to deal to?
The one that bit me the most, second one.
So that will be B.
B? Yep.
Yep. So roll the necrotic damage.
£10 points.
Cool. So you see Dargon turn, having just cast Thunderwave, run, get these 2 bites from the spiders, and as he stops just beneath SK, he spins, holds his shield up. The shield itself glows, and this green ray shoots out towards SB and just encases it in this green light. And you see it almost look like, it's almost like the spider itself ages, and it sort of hunches over a little bit. Really not looking good at this point. So B and C are looking particularly worse, where A is not looking great. He's looking pretty much fine. SK is just on the verge of being bloodied.
Okay, that's the end of my
And
round
with
if I'm back there, yeah.
Okay, so with that, A is going to 5, 10. It's going to go up to there. It's going to attempt to bite you. Natural 20.
I will deny that one.
I knew that was coming. I was waiting for it.
Well, I thought you could take the first one. I've got one more left, so I need to.
So that's
choose.
9 points of piercing damage. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh shit. 13.
Yeah, you're fine.
Oh shit me. That was a bad roll.
B is going to bend its abdomen round and squirt some web at Ander. For a 9 to hit. Gonna give up with this one in a minute.
You're just
Just
jumping
dodging
through those
webs.
It's just
No bukakis for me.
see itself is going to use half its movement speed to stand up shakily, and it then is going to fire a web at Dargon. 5, 10. Yep, within range. That's also going to be a miss because that's 8.
Yeah.
D is going to step up to here. He's going to make a bite at Ander. It does have Bane on it, so that's 11, 16 minus 3, 13.
Nope.
Does not hit, so it just misses you. Bothrid, at this point, is going to rage. So he uses bonus action to rage. And then he will shakes his hands, and again you hear that sort of guttural roar or guttural growl slowly as his claws begin to grow, and he's going to slash out at the creature. 14, which will hit. So Bothrid is then going to deal 2d6 points of acid damage.
Ooh.
8 points of acid damage to SK. And as he does this, and he just opens up these slices across the spider's body, you can see sort of it's almost like an acidic burn begins to sort of form on the skin where his claws have slashed across. And he can do that once, one action. Yep, so that's done. So we're back to the top of the round. So all reactions set. So he is going to again try and fire some web. And that's a natural 1. So totally fails. Kirik, the web actually just shoots up into the ceiling.
Okay, let's do some cleric stuff. I am going to grab onto my holy symbol, and I am going to focus on the Raven Queen and the power that she holds, and I will cast Spirit Guardians. Mm-hmm. So you see from my holy symbol these kind of rays of dark energy appear, and then all around me you see dozens of ravens kind of flying all around me for a space of 15 feet. I will nominate all my companions to be immune to this. Any other creature that starts the turn in the area or enters the area for the first time in their turn will take some damage.
Okay. Does that damage happen now as well? Or is it just when they start their turn?
Happens at the start of their turn, yeah.
Right. Okay.
And their movement is halved whilst they're in the area or when they enter.
S-K, S-A, S-D, G-O.
This, however, drops Bane because it's a save. Okay. Because it's a concentration.
Bane is done. Anything else you're doing on your turn?
I do not believe so. There's nothing else I can do.
Ander, round to you.
Yep. Do I need to make that check again to see if I can do what I want or what the sword wants?
We will do a wisdom saving throw.
Three.
Oh no.
This time you must attack with the sword. As you feel this compulsion and the sword in your brain or in your head just speaks. Now's the time, Ander. Strike. Feed me.
So, letting my fear sort of come over me, I sort of give in to the blade and sort of let its will control me. So my eyes kind of glaze over, and I grab my sword with both hands and I charge full speed at SK and take a swing at him.
Okay. You're going to invoke an attack of opportunity from D first.
No, fuck. Alright. I've gone for the biggest one, that's what the sword wants.
That will be 17 to hit.
I have 17 armor class, thanks. So,
okay, so that will hit. That is 9 points of piercing damage and a constitution saving throw, please.
How can I dodge that? Constitution saving throw. 6.
Oh, no! You then take... You then take an additional 7 points of poison damage.
Yikes.
You're looking a little
okay, so then you're going to step up to here, and you know now. In fact, what I'm going to talk about, ignore that.
Oh, you're still inside.
Oh, yeah, because you didn't leave the area.
Didn't leave the area. So you can
back
add.
Up on 34 or 35, weren't you?
So you can
so
add.
I can add the 13. But...
Yeah. You can add it all back on. For any damage you've just taken.
It was 7 and a 6 was 13, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, back to 34, so okay.
That's my bad.
Yeah. No,
Apologies,
I'll happily have it back. So I'm going to swing two-handed with my sword. Natural 20, bruv.
There you go.
The sword gets what the sword wants.
So if it's a natural 1, you're going to hit one, like me or Bothrid.
So here comes 2d10 plus a 5. Oh, I rolled shit. This is double, by the way, 11.
Oh, no.
11 slashing damage, but the creature is bigger than me, so it will also take 2d4 necrotic damage.
Did she get sneak
which
attack on that as
is
What?
it is 7.
Did you add sneak
not
attack sword
important.
damage?
Doesn't matter.
You are.
As Ander runs up and stabs forward with the blade, in your brain, Ander, you just hear, yes! The blade stabs in. This green-black blood flies everywhere as you stab in and bring it out, stab in again. And you're just chopping this spider and just delving in. The blood soaks up the blade into that gemstone. Gemstone glows. Yes, so hungry again. Anything else you're doing on your turn?
So with the 2d4 that I rolled, which is the 7, I also get half of that back in health. So is that a 4?
Do. Yes.
Nice. So I'm 38 now.
Can I say that I noticed that after Timael's warning that I noticed some of that? Do I need to roll? Or
You're
do I
stood right next to Ander,
was about to say,
and you do see his eyes sort of glazed over as he's just stabbing into it, and that's
Yeah.
very unlike Ander anyway.
I was about to say, very unlikely, and then we have a glow from the sword
finesse
and
with his
everything.
weapons.
Yeah.
And with that, having seen the largest spider die and be chopped up like this, we're going to make a series of fail.
One more.
In fact, one more. Massive fail. The rest of the spider, that was really shit rolling. I rolled like 4 4s and a 2. The rest of the spiders, it's almost like this squeal. If you remember Lord of the Rings, and I forget the name of the spider, shoot me later, that squeal that she does, that sort of squeal, and the spiders just all retreat and back off against A and D. A, both Dargon and Ander can have an attack of opportunity on.
Anything
D
you
Well,
and D
before-
can have an attack of opportunity on.
Before that, both of them need to make wisdom saving throws.
Oh,
Yes, they do.
yes.
What, me?
That's a
No,
12.
both the spiders. That fails.
And a 4.
Fail.
Both fail. So
Hey.
A is going to take. Off the table, so it doesn't count.
Unless it's a good one.
That's funny, right?
This is a good one.
And I actually don't know where it went, which is fun.
We're all chucking dice around tonight.
Yeah, true.
I thought there was going to be a bang and the webcam would shake hit your head on.
So, yeah, the first one's going to take 11 points of necrotic,
I'm pretty sure that's going to go down. Oh no, that
or
one's on the right.
radiant, actually.
Oh.
And the second one is going to take. Second one's going to take 10.
Yes, so as that necrotic damage hits SA, and the radiant damage, it sort of glows
radiant damage.
in not golden light, but this black sort of smokish energy, and it somehow manages to just start to limp away before we get to the attack of opportunity. D itself also winces in this black light, and 2 starts to just sort of try and crawl away. We're going to go for A first, and we're going to go with Ander first for your attack.
So obviously, I'm still in a maniacal rage from the... Not rage, wrong word, because you know what I mean. I'm in a maniacal state from the sword, so I'm going to go at it with the sword again.
Yep.
With a 24 to hit.
Yep. How do you want to kill this thing? Because it's got 1 hit point.
Well, it's kind of turned, hasn't it? So I'm just going to chop its web-slinging ass off and then just hack it
Bring the blow.
like a pork chop.
And this black on it, well, black steel blade just comes down, slices through the abdomen, blood squirting everywhere, and sort of being seeped up by the blade. And as you just continue to hack at it, yes, more.
I might even let out a maniacal laugh.
And you do hear this sort of strange laughter coming from Ander at this point, as he then turns
So he gets an attack as well.
to D, as D begins to turn. And an attack on D, please. An attack of opportunity is a reaction, isn't it?
Yeah, there's only one.
Yeah, okay, so ignore that. Sorry, my bad.
It's good because I rolled a 1 anyway.
Yeah, no, that's cool. So,
Is it? Are they booking it?
yeah, so you do now see the spiders start to retreat off. And they're all limping somewhat, so they're not going as quick as they can. If you wish to follow, you may.
Nope.
Once it's my turn.
So we are now, funnily enough, over to Dargon.
I will get myself to the corner where there. I'm going to guiding. Magic missile these mofos.
Magic missile. So how many bolts are you firing? Is it 5?
No, I think only I've got my first level left, unfortunately. So I think that is 3 darts. So that is going to go for. I can only see D and B. I'm going to say that. So which one looks
You've still got
worse
light
off?
on your shield, haven't you? Has that been dispelled at this point? In fact, no, because of the light from outside, you can still see them.
Yeah, no.
And it's not been dispelled either.
Yeah, what I mean is just with D and B there, E and C aren't that, are further on. That's all I mean. I'm just, saying that.
Okay.
I can see
so
two
how many
creatures.
bolts?
3 bolts. How? Which one looks worse off? Because I would have seen which one was hobbling more than the other, if any.
B certainly looks worse off.
Is going to get 1. D is going to get 2.
Okay.
And so
How much damage per dart?
damage per dart 5.
So 5. So as your bolt hits B, it just drops to the floor. And then D takes these 2, and it just flumps and skitters onto the floor. As E and C.
Don't think I can do
I'm going to
anything
say
else.
at this point, C is going to make its way onto the ceiling and skitters off through a hole somewhere. E follows suit, and they are both gone, and we are out of combat. Cool.
Should we go head back to the horses and get out of this place?
I couldn't agree more. Let's get.
I actually go over to where the spiders sort of escape to see if I can see them stabbing my sword up into the hole where they went. See if I can try and get them.
Maybe another wisdom saving throw.
Whee, dirty 20.
So this you finally sort of shake your head and come back to yourself. And then in your head, that was good. Until next time, and the actual presence recedes slightly and allows you to come back to yourself.
And as you're doing that, Dargon is just looking right at you, Ander. Looking very.
I don't notice because I'm looking at the sword, thanking it in my head for helping me vanquish my fears.
So at this point, you're over here.
And I look back at Kirik.
Kind of just nod and make my way past the door.
And I leave too.
So there's this silent agreement between both Kirik and Dargon Bothrid soon follows after the both of you as you now leave, and we can close the map down because we don't need that anymore. And you very quickly sort of hurry your way out, down or through that familiar courtyard, down the steps, out of the sort of where the hedgerows were, and then bend your way back around and make your way again through the still, silent, dead city, if you like. And you find the horses, and as you approach the horses, they all stand and they look almost excited, and you can see they've not moved. In fact, they almost look like they've just been sat rigid, alert. The warhorse itself, Thunder, shakes off its mane and tries to make its way towards you, Dargon. Almost in its nature, begging, pleading. Bothrid, as he approaches, places his hand, or 2 fingers up to his lips, and then speaks in just a very strange language. And the horses calm a little bit, but he then turns. Horses scared. We need to go.
It's not just the horses that are scared.
Indeed.
So I'm patting the war horse on its neck, sort of, in a knowing, it's all right. We're gonna get out of here right now.
Cool. And as you then sort of mount the horses and begin to gallop your way out of Ironforge, you gallop along that familiar path. The trees themselves, you start to see signs of life. And then before you in the road stands a figure, piercing red eyes. I told you I would see you in Ironforge. And that's where we're going to leave it tonight.